Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Big Brother 27 Roundtable podcast. This is the podcast where we talk about everything from the feeds and we rate the players from 1 to 10 based on how well we think they are doing in the game. There's also a survey I send out over on Twitter, Blue Sky. You can rate the players yourself, rate the week, rate all kinds of things, as well as your favorite and who's your least favorite. With me, as always, to talk it through, it's Melissa. How you doing, Melissa?
I'm doing great. We're still here. We're still talking. It's been a lot of talk this week. So, I'm glad this week's almost over. I'll just say that.
Yes. Well, also joining us to talk about the week, it's Mari. How you doing, Mari?
Hello. I agree with Melissa. Lots of talking this week. Just talking. And I guess we're here to break down all of the talking for the chat. If they didn't have to stay up till 5 a.m. to listen to the chatting.
Ugh. There's so much of it. So much of it.
And it's like back and forth and back and forth. It's just like no conclusion, no anything. Well, I guess there is a conclusion now, but it's like it's like the whole time I'm like, you guys all see what's going on here. Like no one's willing to admit what they actually want or what is actually going on here. It's like, but everyone should know what's happening here. Like obviously Vince didn't want to use the veto on Lauren, or didn't want her to use the veto and nominate Lauren because Lauren is an ally to him. So why would he nominate his own ally? And it's like Morgan obviously wants him to prove himself that she's the number one ally because she just wants Lauren out. Like, it's not about like, oh, I just want you to prove yourself. It's literally just like Lauren is in the way of her and Vince working together. So get Lauren out. And then it's like, Lauren doesn't want it because it's like very obvious what's happening here. And yet everyone's obfuscating what they're actually thinking. And everyone's trying to like dance around what's really happening instead of just being like Vince just needs to be like, I'm not putting up an ally. Like, it doesn't matter whether or not she's number one, number two, whatever. She's not going to put me up on the block. So I'm just not going to do it, period. Like, I totally get that she's maybe not great for your game, but she's really great for my game. And I'm HOH. And like, sorry, that's just
Melissa, you're not even listening to me. It's really frustrating.
It's so horrible because it's just
I feel like we've talked about this
obvious.
So much and you're not even listening.
And the one thing is that like Morgan, I will say that when Morgan then did like a cam talk, it was like, it made it seem like she actually did recognize what she was doing. Like she didn't want to say it to him, but she knew what she was doing and she was intentionally doing it. So I did appreciate that.
I don't know if it's like fortitude or what it is that Vince is like legit can just sit in these conversations for hours on hours and hours. When I tell you, I would have been like, girl, I'm not putting Lauren up. You use the veto. Ashley's going up. Do you want to stay up here or not? Like like point blank period. That's what it would have been. But again, that is if I was concentrating on winning $750,000 and being proclaimed the winner of Big Brother. Vince is not worried about that. He wants the hugs. He wants the leg cuddles. He wants the pillow barrier falling. And I'm shooketh. I'm shooketh that this happened. When that veto meeting came back, I was like, stop it. Stop it. He did not put Lauren on the block. Like, I can't believe I'm watching this.
Genuinely. I mean, I love too that we can't even say like he wants to get some. He just wants the hugs. You know what I mean? Like that's all he's getting. Like he can occasionally touch her legs in bed. Like that's what we're talking about here. And when he's talking to Lauren about like, hey, can you please go on the block for me? He just needs to say, listen, I really need a wingman, okay? I really just need you to take one for the team for me. I just really need this in my life, okay? I feel like that honesty might have helped him, but it's just because like this would be wild behavior under normal circumstances.
Yes.
This would be outrageous behavior if he just had a relationship. This is ludicrous, ridiculous, monumentally, awfully, what are you doing behavior that he has a 7-year long-term relationship and he's doing all of this for some hugs. Like, what are we talking about? It's so absurd. Like, I continually can't believe what I'm watching with this man.
Yes. But then I did see Morgan walk in with that blue dress on before the veto. And I was like, oh, I get it. Okay. I see. I see. I get it. Gorgeous. I understand kind of. Like I kind of understand.
So in case you haven't caught up, of course, Vince won the HOH after Lauren evicted Will. And we saw that that he was going to nominate Lauren, but he ended up nominating Keanu, Kelley, and Ava. His target was Ava. That was his target. He had been planting seeds against Ava for a couple of weeks now to get everyone on board to take a shot at Ava. It turns out Ava is the person that nobody wants out. The seeds did not work. There's literally not a single person in that house that wants Ava out other than him. And despite weeks of work trying to go in the other direction, he has not managed to do an inch in the direction of that goal. Morgan won the veto, and she put the pressure back on him after nearly nominating Lauren the first time that he needs to nominate her now this on the renom. And the reason is, let's be real, because I said so. It's because I said so. And he's like, it's not fair. It doesn't. What's the point? And just because you chose her over me, this would be strike 3. And so on and so. Listen, I can't possibly condense this. You need to just listen to the updates, and even that is not enough. But today, the feeds went down for the veto ceremony, and when they came back up, Morgan had taken Ava off the block, and Vince replaced her with Lauren. He has nominated Lauren. He did it.
That is so insane. I thought for sure there's no way this is happening. There is absolutely no way this is happening. I'm so shocked. It's so wrong. It's so not at all what he should be doing.
I truly don't understand why he was not combating all of Morgan's arguments, like her points, with just like, don't use the veto. You keep saying like, oh, you want to keep the judges together, all of that. The 3 people who were on that block before they did the renom, none of them were in the judges. I would have been like, she's saying you're trying to protect Lauren over the judges. How does that look? I would have been like, you're trying to protect Ava over the judges. How would that look? Use her own false equivalency against her. But he thought of none of that. None of that came to his mind. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And when he did that cam talk, what was that, like 2 days ago, which is a lifetime ago, when he was like, I'm not going to put my ally on the block. Is she stupid? Like, why? Well, he didn't say that, but he was like, that's not good for my game. That's good for her game. I'm not going to do it. Like, all big and bad to the camera, but cannot say that to Morgan's face. And then ends up folding and putting his number 2, number 1, who cares, a close ally on the block. And then on top of that, you let her take your main target off the block. Like, at the very least, I know that Keanu thing was kind of ridiculous, but if you're gonna put Lauren up anyways, let her use it on Keanu. Put Lauren up with Kelley and Ava, and you have a better chance of getting out Kelley or Ava. But then again, he couldn't trust Keanu's vote too. So I mean, I don't know, man. This was just messy. This is just messy. Why couldn't he convince his number one ally not to use the veto on his HOH?
It just, there was no need for the veto to be used, especially if the whole argument is like, well, we're not actually going to vote her out. Like, why? Like, I don't see why you're nervous, because we're not actually going to vote her out. So then why does any of this matter? The only reason why this would matter is if their intention was to vote Lauren out. Like, otherwise it's like, okay, yeah, I guess so Morgan can win favor with Ava, but like, how does that benefit Vince?
The reason it matters is because he needs to show Morgan that he's willing to choose her over Lauren.
Oh my God, really, you are just rehashing their exact arguments. Obviously, that's what she's saying, and that's why it's important to her. But how is it important, like, actually? And it's not.
It's not important, actually.
But this is what Vince should be saying, is that if we're not going to vote her out, then why does any of this matter? And like,
then
also,
she replies, then we should vote her out.
Well, yeah, and then it's like, okay, well, then I'm definitely not putting her on the block. This is one person that I know for a fact is not.
Then you're picking her over me, Melissa.
Maybe. But I'm not putting you on the block, and I'm not putting her on the block. So.
All right, I'll sleep downstairs.
Okay, please.
See, that's where you mess up.
That's where you mess up. That is where the mess up happens. Well, it's a good thing we rehearsed this, because, yeah, you know, if this ends up with her not in the bed with him, then obviously Vince has lost. Who cares about the game?
And it just
doesn't make any sense. It's just like, it's one of those things where there was like no logic involved, and so nothing could have been said. It's just Vince should have pushed harder and just said to Morgan, look, this person's not going to put me on the block. I'm not going to do this. If you'd like to take a shot at Lauren, be my guest. Like, that's totally fine, but I'm not going to take a shot like against my own interest.
Right. And she kept saying, well, you're picking her over me. I would have been like, no, I'm picking me over you.
Yes, thank you. That's exactly what it is. This whole thing is like, I'm not picking her over you. Where am I in this equation? And it's like, yeah, but like, you're not thinking of me if I'm actually your number one. And it's like, okay, you're my number one, but I'm my number one. Like, I'm the actual number one. Like, you are on the side.
I would never do that, though. I would never do that to you, Vince. No, I've always put your game. I could have kept Zach.
That's the thing. It's like, and see, here's the thing. Seeing Morgan's camp talk made me believe that, like, the whole time I was getting frustrated with Morgan, because I was like, don't you see what's happening, Morgan? But then she did the camp talk, and now I'm kind of like, oh, she did see what was happening. Like, she wasn't just making these arguments because she actually believed them. She was just trying to get him to nominate her. And I'm like, okay, I like that. That's good. But the whole time I was frustrated with her until I saw that and was like, okay, she's a gamer. Remember? She's a gamer.
Yeah, everybody's like, Morgan has bad reads. I mean, Morgan does sometimes have bad reads, but Morgan is just saying things to try and convince
and it works. That's the thing, is like, it ended up working.
Yeah. She's just saying things. She was trying to say anything and everything she could to convince him to put Lauren on the block. And also, one of the other main arguments, she needs to touch the block because she can't go the whole season without touching the block. I would have been like, we got 2 weeks left. She can touch the block.
Go ahead. You go ahead and have her touch the block on your HOH. Win HOH and put her on the block.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just, I mean, the whole situation is just so ridiculous, and it leads us to be like, well, at least Lauren is saying no. But she's not talking to Morgan, the person that she's being told is pushing for her to go on the block. She's not going to Morgan and saying, hey, what if you, I don't know, didn't use the veto? What if we make some kind, instead of saying to Vince, can't we just make a deal with Morgan? Can't we just make a deal? Can't we just make a final four? I don't know. She could have said a single word to Morgan at any point, maybe made her feel at all like she was, you know, because here's the thing. There's some precedent for this. There's a woman in the house named Ashley, who once upon a time was the Lauren of this situation. Morgan would go to Zach and you talk to her all the time, Zach. You talk to her all the time. You talk to her all the time. Who is it? You talk to her all the time, Zach. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And then you know what Ashley did? She went and talked to Morgan and is now using the hell out of her in the game to advance her own position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's the thing. Is like I saw like a Blue Sky thing about this earlier. I don't know what we're calling those. I keep calling them tweets, but they're not. But I forgot who posted it. But somebody said like if this were any other season, we would have had Lauren and Morgan get together, have a conversation, realize that Vince was playing them both, and then they'd be like, "We need to work together and get Vince out." Like that's exactly what we would love to see, and I absolutely would love to see Lauren and Morgan talk and, you know, crush the beef for at least now. But Lauren didn't even talk with Morgan. So it's like, I guess I'm glad that Lauren was fighting back, but the only fighting she did was with Vince, when she should have been like, okay, the reason why Vince wants to put me on the block is because Morgan is telling him to do so. So I need to talk to Morgan. And obviously, every time Vince goes to talk to Morgan, he comes back to me fully renewed in this idea of like, yeah, I'm going to put Lauren on the block and I have to try and talk him down. Let me just cut out the middleman and I'll go straight to Morgan and try and hash this out. Like there was no conversation. And obviously Morgan's going to feel some certain way about that. She's going to be like, okay, she doesn't even want to talk to me. Obviously she doesn't want to work with me. Like there's nothing between Lauren and I. It's obviously just Vince. So
well, Melissa, you're not taking into consideration that Lauren is scared of Morgan and that Lauren doesn't want to lie. So she probably doesn't want to make false promises of not coming after Morgan. Lauren, please step to the front to receive your lashings, because girl, what?
I know.
Like, not only does she not fight for Morgan to not use that veto, but after the veto ceremony, when she's up in Vince's bedroom and Vince is doing his whole, please don't be mad at me. Taran, can you take it away? Yeah, I need the please don't be mad at me.
Please. Please. Don't say that.
I can never be mad at you, Vince. I just said that because I know when Morgan says that it works, but I would never turn my back on you. What? And this is why he keeps doing it. Yeah. Lauren,
stand up.
Fool me once, fool me twice. It's going on 4 times. This is at least time 4 that Vince has screwed her over. And she's still calling him her number 1.
To maybe give her a tiny bit of credit, which I really don't want to do because I do not trust it. She is now telling Kelley, and she told Ava earlier, I have to pretend with him because she needs to stay this week, and she's relying on his vote, not only to stay herself, but to keep Kelley around. She's hoping that she can leverage this to keep Kelley over Keanu. And she says she's very frustrated with his position at this point and the fact that he's not listening, and that she feels like she can't even be mad because she's still relying on him as the HOH right now.
And I saw that. And until she puts him on the block,
I agree.
or until
100% I agree.
She votes against him, I will not believe it. I am sorry. Like I completely get that, and I understand, and I think it was all finally catching up to her when she was like venting her frustrations, and as it should, because again, this is a person that you use the veto on him. It then set off a chain reaction where then your alliance, the people you trusted the most, got decimated. And you have had this final 2 since week 1, week 2, and you are now on the block because of another person relentlessly in your quote unquote number 1's ear to put you up. Like I think that Lauren is really, it's going to take her a minute to sit with that. And I hope she, realizes that Vince is not a necessary ally for her. But she was also saying that her boot order would be Keanu, Morgan, and Ashley. So she's still planning on taking Vince to at least the final 4 with her, Kelley, and Ava, which again, I don't even think he should get that far. I understand you do have to take a shot at Keanu if he doesn't go this week, I understand you got to take a shot at Morgan. But Ashley, you don't think you should take Ashley to the Final Four with y'all? That would be better than taking Vince. So Lauren needs her whacking. She will get whacked during the scoring, but the gameplay all around this week has just been ridiculous. It has been abysmal, except for Ashley, the bright spot of the week. And Morgan is good too. Like, Morgan is gaming. The problem with Morgan's gaming is it shouldn't work. I'm like, why? Like, why are you getting your way? Like, it doesn't make sense that you're getting your way, which is a good thing for her, like her gaming. But it's just like, I am still shocked that he did this. Like, it's stupid. I cannot wait till we get that jury segment of Rachel and Will and whoever gets sent out, maybe Lauren herself. If Lauren is the one that is delivering the tape of how Lauren went out on a Vince HOH, we will get another wait a damn minute moment. I guarantee you that. Because why are you sitting here on a Vince HOH?
It's wild. It's wild that any of this is happening. I mean, I think like a topic I do want to explore a little bit. We talked about this a little bit this morning because I came to this realization, not that it was like that far out of left field, but like I'm truly having trouble finding more than probably one, maybe two people on this cast that would not be a heavy favorite in the running of worst strategic winner of all time.
Taran, this season will get the winner it deserves.
Yeah, that's all you have to say about that, really, I guess. Oh man, it's just so bad. Like, I guess my question is, why was Morgan so interested in taking Ava off the block instead of like Keanu? Like, instead of trying to, I know she was talking with Keanu earlier about like, hey, maybe we should work together, da 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 da. And why not take Keanu off the block? Like, I get she was trying to buy favor with Ava, but wouldn't it be more useful for her to like buy favor with Keanu, like someone who is actually like a competitor and whatever? Like, Ava has her own people. Why does that? I don't know.
She doesn't see Ava as like having her own people. She thinks that she still has Ava. And this is in part because of Ashley's influence, in part because Ava is trying to trick her into it. Ashley, through all of this, in my opinion, is working to try to scoop Ava, and is making some progress. Not that Ava's like that scoopable, because for as much as Ava's all about like, you know, being loyal to her people, she's really not loyal either. But Ashley's like, you have to understand how much Ashley is shaping Morgan's worldview. Because all of Morgan's information comes from Ashley, because all Morgan does is talk to Vince. And so all of her information about anybody else in the house comes from Ashley. And Ashley wants Ava safe. Ashley is telling Morgan, Ashley's with us, don't worry, she's telling me things. And so Morgan really wants to do that. She did consider the idea of keeping Keanu around, but Ashley immediately started working in the other direction. Ava talked to Morgan and said, you don't want to give Keanu that. You don't want to let him say that he got you to use the veto on him. So she backed off of that. And there is, you know, that would have been a harder sell for Vince, because using the veto on Keanu almost guarantees that you have no control over keeping Lauren if she stays on the block. Whereas in the current situation, if Keanu comes off the block, then they could put 3 votes on Lauren with Keanu. But if, say, Kelley wins the blockbuster and it's Lauren and Keanu, he can still break a forced tie to keep Lauren. Whereas, you know, if Keanu is definitely off the block, then it was just a done deal regardless.
What are the odds that they decide to let Lauren go this week?
It's a very good question.
Because like Morgan's camp talk made it seem like she was like, I mean, if something happens, then oh well, or whatever. Like it made it seem like she wasn't opposed to the idea of Lauren going, like maybe wasn't going to try and orchestrate it herself, but like depending on who wins the blockbuster.
Both Morgan and Ashley were so hesitant in their promises to Vince about keeping Lauren. Right now, I do not think Morgan intends to orchestrate anything to get rid of Lauren. But it's only Monday. And if Lauren does anything, if she looks at her the wrong way, if she spends too much time with Vince, if she catches Lauren trying to save Kelley, there are all kinds of ways that this could change. The problem for her and Ashley, if they want to make that happen now, is that if they do want to take out Lauren, as I outlined, it would require Keanu winning the blockbuster. And so they would have to come up with a plan that involved Keanu in the event that he wins the blockbuster, that he did not then sort of, I guess, like spill to Vince and or convince Vince to do it. And, you know, who knows what kind of outcome that may have. So it would not surprise me, I guess, is the answer, if there was a movement in that direction, if the topic was broached.
Yeah, because I mean, don't you think that Keanu might actually, like, if it comes down to Lauren versus Kelley in the votes, like, don't you think Keanu might be like, I want to keep Kelley, like, I'm on board with this idea of getting Lauren out?
But
like,
he
so, like,
thinks
wouldn't
that
it
Lauren
be,
is the target.
So then why, like, I guess, like, it would involve Keanu, but couldn't you just, like, right at the end when everyone's scrambling, well, when they're supposed to be scrambling, like, just be like, now's our opportunity. Let's take the shot or whatever, rather than giving Keanu the chance to chat about it with Vince and whatever, like, and then just like do it and ask forgiveness from Vince later.
That's what you could do, but Morgan's not going to do that. Morgan's going to take the next 3 days to browbeat Vince into it being okay for her to vote Lauren out. Like that's what's going to happen.
Oh no.
And I am going to say it, Lauren for blockbuster, because I need Kelley gone. Like, I absolutely want Kelley out of the house.
If Lauren wins blockbuster, though, wouldn't they take the shot at Keanu?
They probably
No,
could.
the current plan is to take out Kelley, but and this is Vince for you. He has immediately promised, because basically here's what happened. Vince, in trying to get Lauren to be okay with going on the block, has been telling her Morgan is desperate to take out Keanu. That's why you need to go up, so you beat Keanu in the blockbuster. She wants him gone so bad. And that has been her one bit of solace in all of this, that there's a chance that as long as her or Kelley win the blockbuster, they will vote out Keanu and her numbers will stay intact. However, that is not the real plan. Morgan has always wanted Kelley gone. Vince is lying about it. And Morgan expects that in a tie vote between Kelley and Keanu, where Ava and Lauren vote to keep Kelley and Morgan and Ashley vote to keep Keanu, that Vince will break the tie to evict Kelley. And that has been the plan. But he's lying to Lauren about it. So Lauren comes up after being nominated and says, you know what? There's one thing that can keep things good, and that is making sure that Keanu leaves this week. And he swears to her, I will make sure that Keanu leaves, and I will break a tie and evict Keanu. And in the middle of this conversation, remember, because he's saying that's what's going to happen. In the middle of this conversation, Morgan walks in and starts talking to them about how Kelley's always been her target and she really wants Kelley to go.
Love
and it. Vince, having just promised Lauren, is like, yep. So, Lauren, are you okay with that? Are you okay with Kelley leaving? Are you okay with me breaking that tie? And Lauren's like, I guess so. And they talk about that for like 30 minutes. Morgan leaves. As soon as Morgan leaves, Lauren's like, okay, so this is perfect. You break the tie to evict Keanu, right? she doesn't know that you're going to do that, but you're going to break the tie to evict Keanu, right? And he says, of course, I'm so frustrated with the way that the things that she put me through this week. That's my way to take back my HOH. I'll do it. Of course I'll do it, Lauren. And so he has immediately put himself back into the position of promising them both. It's so ridiculous, this man.
He loves it.
So he's always going to disappoint
where things stand at the moment.
He's going to disappoint someone. What happens if Kelley wins the blockbuster and it's Keanu versus Lauren?
That should be Keanu leaving, period.
Even Morgan?
Even if it comes down to a tie, Ashley and Morgan voting to evict. Sorry, did you say Kelley and you said Lauren and Keanu?
Lauren and Keanu.
Lauren versus Keanu.
Even if Morgan and Ashley voted out Lauren, Kelley and Ava would vote out Keanu, and Vince, unless he gets browbeaten into it, votes to evict, breaks the tie to evict Keanu, and Lauren stays.
My God.
And Morgan will be furious.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, fun. I
want to see Vince break a tie, and I want him to evict Kelley.
Yeah.
If Lauren wins the blockbuster, it comes to a tie, and Vince evicts Kelley, that will be the greatest week for me ever, because Vince would have screwed Lauren over twice in one week. Put number 5 on that chalkboard,
and then please let Lauren do something.
And she's still there, and then it's a double. Oh my God, Kelley's gone. Vince has burned the bridge with Lauren again. Morgan gets her wish. Ashley is safe. Keanu's there. Oh my God, yes. This is what I want. Manifest.
I know. I don't want Keanu to leave this week, honestly. So
I don't either. He would be a very bad winner. But my God, he is very entertaining. I will give him that. If you're gonna be this bad strategically, at least entertain me. And at least he's he's doing something for me. He's such a himbo that absolutely does not understand a single thing that's going on in Big Brother. Very misguided, but he can stay. You can stay for now.
Very funny one-liners. I enjoy watching Keanu on the feeds. I always want to there's every season I find myself more gravitating towards specific people on the feeds, and Keanu is one of them. If I'm seeing him on a cam, I'm oh, I want to see what he's doing. I mean, unless they're playing chess, then it's really boring. But generally when he's talking strategy or whatever, I find it very interesting. I mean, it's not good necessarily. It's not always right, but I do appreciate the conviction that he speaks. And he does have some very funny one-liners. Yeah. In the chat, Daniel just talked about when he said Lauren's succubus magic or whatever. It was so funny. He is very funny.
I mean, he's very funny.
That one was, I was of course, he's calling Lauren a succubus because nothing can ever be a man's fault. It has to be that a woman is,
okay, but it was funny. No, I agree. Keanu's got his own things, but I did think that line was very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we have some survey results to talk about.
Let's hear what the audience thinks.
Yes. Let's first talk through some of the ratings. Let's get some of those up here. So let me pull this up. These are the player ratings, but what I want is the episode ratings. Last week we had some episode ratings. The episode ratings were 3.4 last week. Asked the audience to rate the episodes of the show. 3.4 was the lowest in the history of asking for these ratings since Big Brother 21. So let's see if it's any better this week. This week, the audience gave the episodes a 3.7. So not much better.
Right. I was about to say, so this would include like the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday episode for last week, basically.
Yeah, this includes the Kude hamster wheel.
Right. Oh my God. And so the 3.4 didn't even include the hamster wheel. Okay. Yeah, that's about right. That tracks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then we have sorry, I'm a little disorganized because I'm trying to get the favorite player chart working. If I can, we'll use it. If not, we'll have to not use it, but I'm trying. We also have the feeds rating. Last week, it was the lowest in the history of the ratings for any week. And it was a 1.6 for the feeds. This week, the audience gave the feeds a 5.9. Huge rebound.
Okay. Yeah. Vorgan is carrying, if that's something you want to, people are saying, if you want to stay up just to see a handhold, sure. Sure.
Yeah, you don't want to see a handhold? You don't want to stay up super late to see a handhold? No?
I'm good.
I mean, historically, this season has been outperforming in these later weeks all of the other seasons, except for last week, which was one of the worst ratings in the history of the entire ratings.
I mean, nothing was happening last week. At least there's something this week. That gives us
this week it's back on top. I mean, this is not the highest, but it is one of the highest ratings for this for like this week in the feeds. Typically,
I think it makes sense because I think it's like a lot of the times by this point in the game, it's like a solid alliance and like maybe a couple stragglers on the outside, and the solid alliance is just like, yeah, we're just going to pick everyone off one by one. And so it's like there's not much to talk about with strategy, and it's kind of boring. It like tapers down at the end. And now this season, we don't have a solid alliance. Everyone's doing their own little weird thing. And so it's not so set in stone what's going to happen every week. And so anything could happen on any given week, depending on like who wins HOH and who gets in Vince's ear or whatever. And so I feel like that does make it more interesting, at least than like a normal season.
Yeah. And like the telenovela of it all, the soap of it all. I choose you every time. Like, Vince, what? I
mean, it's I can't express how ridiculous it's been. So, if you enjoy that, yeah. All right, then we have the season as a whole. How is the audience feeling about the season as a whole? Last week, this rating tanked from a 6.7 to a 2.7. Again, the lowest in the history of the ratings. Can it recover from that? That is the question. This week, the season as a whole. Hold on. Pause in the proceeding.
He walked over here. I had to pick him up. Look, Callan, there's
he wants to know the season as a whole.
What's his rating for the season as a whole?
It's a headphone. Like, what do you think? What's your rating of the season? Yeah, that's a microphone. Yeah, you want it? Yeah. Did you hear that? He said, yeah. He says, yeah now.
Oh, there's some teeth?
Yes, he has 2 bottom teeth and 4 top teeth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the microphone. Oh, you can't really grab it here. Can you say something?
Oh, wow, that was good.
Good
that was really good.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, next time when you can say another word, you can say more.
Yeah.
Bye,
so cute.
Sorry for the interruption.
No worries. Always happy for a baby interruption.
Yeah. And now we get to the important thing. What is the rating?
The season as a whole was given a 4.4
Yeah.
So a bit of a recovery, but still not great. Still the second to worst. The only season worse than this one was Big Brother 22 at this point. So it has jumped Big Brother 22.
Okay. That's
I
good, I
mean,
guess.
Yeah. Yikes. That sounds about right. Because it's just you can't recover from losing Rachel. Then we lose Will too. Pop. We lost Pop. And so it's just kind of like you said, Taran, who are we all really rooting for? You know, I don't know what craziness I would have to see at the end of this season to not rank it in the bottom 10 overall, bottom 5. I wouldn't say bottom 5 because for that's there's 5 seasons that are there, like stuck there, and I don't even think this season dislodges one of those. But yeah.
All right. Well, then of course we have the HOH ratings. Historically, this is the week Mackenzie had her HOH reign, so that's fun. Hers is the worst in the history of the HOH ratings. Lauren last week got a 3, which was not the lowest rating HOH of the season. That would go to Mickey back in week 4. But this week, of course, we have Vince's HOH reign. But I went back and I asked retrospectively, rate Lauren's HOH week from last week. And the audience has moved down on that HOH week. They think now it's a 2.4.
Yeah.
Even
honestly.
worse in retrospect, considering that she pissed off Keanu in order to keep Vinny safe off the block and then found herself on the block from Vinny.
Oh, dang.
Not great.
When you say it like that, that's not good.
Not great. Yeah. I then asked the audience to rate Vince's HOH reign this week. The audience gave him a 2.
Yeah.
Out of 10, which is actually tied with Mickey's HOH and just above Mackenzie's from last season.
Yeah, this is real bad.
And this is very, very reminiscent of Mackenzie's. This is bad. If Lauren ends up going home here, that's going to need to come down.
Oh, certainly. And here's what makes it worse. He's referencing Mackenzie as to why he shouldn't be doing this and still did it.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. Like, he knows, like, again, what do you think that jury is going to think when they hear about your HOH and this is the thing that you did for the HOH? They only see the ceremonies, but that is crazy. Like, I would be sitting there like, I don't understand how we got from here to here. And then on top of that, the person who brings that tape in has to explain it. And again, if that person is Lauren, I am going to need a lot of backstory. I'm going to need a lot.
This is not at all like an impressive jury move. I just don't understand where he's coming from that he thinks that this is a good idea at all. Especially to people who don't understand the context of it, who are sitting in the jury house. Like, how is this going to come across? And like, the thing that he's way more wrapped up in is like, oh, is Morgan going to be mad at me? Instead of thinking, okay, what am I doing for the game? It's just so bad. And it's not worth it, because I don't believe that Morgan, if he didn't make this move, if he explained to her, like, look, Lauren's not going to put me up. I cannot put up someone who's not going to target me. I just can't do it. This is about the game. And then Morgan gets mad or whatever. It's like, who is she going to go to? Like, Vince is supposedly her number 1 or whatever. So like, okay, so then you think she's just going to like put you up or something? No, I don't think she would put you up. I think she'd be maybe mad or upset or be like, oh, I guess you like Lauren more than me or whatever. But like, she's not going to put you on the block. Like, I believe she's smarter than that. I just feel like it's like, there's no benefit to this. I just don't understand.
No.
I don't know. Especially because it's like Lauren was saying, you lose me if you do this. Apparently he didn't care about that. So I don't know.
Yeah. So that's the HOH reigns. We do have a couple of other questions. I asked the audience to rate production on how well they're handling the show. I did that last week, and production got a 1.2. This week, people have calmed down. They're not so reactive, so they were a bit more fair. They gave production a 1.7.
Oh, that's so generous. That's so nice.
Look at us, benevolence of our audience.
We're so benevolent.
I asked the audience, did Vince choose the correct replacement nominee?
No.
The results may surprise you here. 73% said no. 27% said yes.
I'm sure they just want like Lauren to go or something.
Right.
I don't think it's
Funky.
because they actually think it's best for Vince. There's no way.
Yeah. Listen. I think that they're not answering the question. In the spirit of the question being asked, I could be more specific in the question. I could. But it's annoying to write that out of it. For his game, is it though?
Yeah. I mean, like that.
You know what I'm asking.
We're asking if it's best for his game, not if we like the move for ourselves.
The move should have been no renom. No renom. Do not use the veto. Number one, please. I do not want to have to put somebody else up and risk my jury. How hard is that? How hard is that?
Be more specific in your question. Why?
Mhm.
I don't want to. Who do you want to be evicted this week? Who do you want to be evicted this week? I can tell you 6% say Keanu.
Yeah.
It's very close between Kelley and Lauren.
Why?
Why? No, don't say that.
Evict Kelley.
42% want Lauren out. 51% want Kelley out.
Y'all are just tired of seeing Lauren on the feeds? What is up with that? I honestly don't mind Lauren still staying in the house. Like she's annoying. I like her in the house. She doesn't offend me.
Yeah.
I
feel like
can't get behind Lauren until she proves to me that she's actually capable of doing anything that doesn't have a go-ahead from Vince.
I agree.
I feel like I want Kelley to go, but at the same time, I think it would be very satisfying to have Lauren go out on Vince's HOH and like really prove to him that like you made the wrong choice. Because I feel like Vince keeps making bad choices, but then like miraculously being fine. And I feel like he hasn't gotten his comeuppance yet. And so I'm kind of hoping for that.
I have, and this pains me to say, I have more faith that Kelley will take out Vince than Lauren.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I think Kelley taking out Vince would be extremely funny.
But then who takes out Kelley?
It doesn't matter. She gets no votes.
I know she doesn't. I know, but like I don't even want her to sit in the final two chairs. Like y'all do not understand.
Oh boy. All right. Well, let's see if I can get the favorite player chart working. I've been trying this entire podcast to get this working properly. Hopefully it's working. Here is the favorite player list.
Yay.
The current status is that Ashley is number 1, Will is number 2, was number 2, Keanu number 3, Morgan number 4, Vince number 5, Ava number 6, and Kelley was number 7. Am I missing someone? Oh, Lauren.
Lauren.
I knew I screwed something up.
I was like, wait a second.
It's not working properly. Let me see if I can instantly fix this or if that breaks the entire thing again. Let's undo Kelley, Ava.
I feel like I'm tempted to say that the order stays the same, just remove Will. Like, I mean, I don't know where Lauren sat in this order last week, but
it was Lauren, Vince, Ava, Kelley.
Okay, I guess Lauren got evicted
a few
times ago.
There it is. Okay. And then this week,
take away Will.
What do you think the order is? Who is at the top?
I feel like it stays the same.
Still Ashley.
I feel like it stays exactly the same. I'm tempted to say.
You think Ashley number 1?
I think Ashley number 1. I think Morgan goes up to 2 though.
Is number 1.
I think Keanu stays at 2, or maybe maybe Morgan. I think
I'm gonna need a decision.
Oof.
I'm gonna vote for Morgan.
All right, then I'll vote for Keanu just to keep it different.
Mm-hmm.
Mari is correct.
Wow.
Morgan has jumped to number 2.
She put in that work.
Yeah, she did.
I can't believe I'm your number 2, audience. I can't believe it.
And then I think it's then Keanu.
Yeah, definitely Keanu next.
Then it is Keanu.
Then I think it's Lauren.
Oh God, I think you're right. The options are slim.
Yeah, it's like I think Lauren,
slim.
Mari, you have a chance.
Ava,
you have a chance to be the first person to have a perfect record on this. Granted, it gets easier every week, but still, make sure you choose wisely.
Okay. Ashley, Morgan, Keanu. So it's Lauren, Vince, Kelley, and Ava. Oh God, and Ava's been tanking. I think. Okay. Vince. I'm gonna go with Vince. Vince is annoying, but I think there's still that contingent that like Vince. So I'm gonna go with Vince.
You talked yourself out of it. It was Lauren.
Because you made me. No, yeah, you're right. No,
this is all Taran's fault.
It is. It's always Taran's fault.
Why me?
I just don't know, man. Like, it is so hard. We dislike a lot of these people.
Yeah. I think next is Vince, though.
Yeah.
You're both wrong. It is not Vince.
Y'all. Ava? Y'all are funny.
It's Ava.
It better not be Kelley.
Oh.
What's the prediction, Mari?
It's got to be Ava, but I don't know why, but I guess okay.
It had Vince. Like what? Like how is it? How did? Okay.
Unfortunately, Mari, Vince is still incorrect. It is in fact Ava.
How did she go up, y'all? She's been even worse this week. Okay,
I don't get it.
Or
I think it's
because
just like
Vince
Vince.
went down?
Yeah, I think people are just upset about Vince, probably. Yeah, it's got to be Vince and Kelley.
We hate Vince.
Vince
is so funny.
And then Kelley is in fact correct.
I'll accept that.
That is the order.
Wow.
Ashley number 1, Morgan, Keanu, Lauren, Ava, Vince, Kelley. So this is interesting. Nobody dropped this week in terms of actual numerical positioning. Ashley stayed number 1. Morgan moved up 2 places from 4th to 2nd. Okay. Keanu stayed in 3rd place. Lauren moved up from 5th to 4th. Ava moved up from 7th to 5th. Vince stayed the same at 6th, but that means that he ended up dropping in terms of like the overall positioning because there's fewer people. And Kelley stayed the same at 7th. Weirdly, nobody ended up actually moving down on the list.
Okay.
Wow. That's what happens when you take out Pop, who was at the top. Well,
So sad.
But yes, overall, you can see that like it's based on percentage rather than like actual placement. So you can see that by staying the same, Keanu and Vince have actually gone down in the same way that Kelley is theoretically also stayed at the bottom, I guess. So there it is. Ashley now the most consistent player. She is maintaining her position in the first place. And that is, I'm so happy I finally managed to make that work.
Yay. Yes, we appreciate it, Darren.
All right. Should we now talk about the player ratings?
Yes.
Nothing to it but to do it.
All right. This is the portion of the podcast where we rate the players from 1 to 10 based on how well we think they are doing in the game. And then their stock prices on realitystockwatch.com are updated accordingly. And last week, I think either nobody made money or somebody only made a tiny, tiny bit. I'm not entirely sure. But it was a disaster for anybody holding shares. You can see there, it's just a red minefield.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
And it's in part because like all of the people doing well were immensely harmed by Rachel leaving, and all of the people doing terribly benefited but continued to do terribly. And so everyone just was in such a bad place. However, this week, things might be different. So let's start with Ashley, who last week averaged at a 4. She was on the block. And at the time that we were talking about it, she was the most likely person to be voted out in the event that Keanu won the blockbuster. However, she managed to turn that around and has significantly improved her positioning this week as well. The fact that she completely avoided the block on Vince's HOH when she absolutely should not have is a testament to the amount of work she has put in with Morgan. She continues to develop her secret-ish relationship with Keanu. She has now made a new final 2 with Ava. And she's doing her best to maintain some kind of working relationship with Lauren. But despite all of this, she is still getting in trouble here and there, primarily with Vince. She keeps like getting caught, saying things that pisses me off. She doesn't deserve to be here. And so it's not like she's in a phenomenal position necessarily, but it's so very clear to anybody watching the feeds that Ashley is on another level, which is not hard to do, for the record. I'm not saying she's like all of a sudden some phenomenal strategist by any means, but she is clearly on another level compared to her surroundings. She is the only person actively reading situations correctly and making correct moves. And that is the very low bar that we are having to clear at this point. So I like a lot of what she's doing. Genuinely, my biggest concern for Ashley comes from the exit interviews from Will and from Rachel, who have both just very kindly trashed her game and implied that they might like vote elsewhere or whatever. Exit interviews are not always indicative of where somebody might actually vote. We know that Will likes Ashley a lot. We know that Rachel likes Ashley a lot. And if she gives them a reason to come around on her game, I think there's a very good chance they will. But the fact that she has difficulty at all does make her game a lot harder. The fact that she also is not winning competitions makes her game a lot harder. And so that's the key. If she were like good at competitions, or had proven at least that she was good at competitions, or was a guaranteed win if she got to the final 2, I would be willing to say like phenomenal position. Like this is our clear winner pick. Those two things really hold her back, but they are things that can still be overcome. So overall, I think that this week has just gone so well for her. And I'm including the vote flip she managed last week. I'm going to go first actual good rating in like 3 weeks. I'm giving Ashley a 7.
Nice. Yeah, I was very surprised when Will said he would vote. He wants Ava to win. Like, I thought for sure he would say Ashley.
Yeah.
It was always so hard to read Will between the two of them, like who he actually seemed to value more. He completely left her out of. No, here's the thing, because a lot of people give Will credit for creating the judges, but Ashley was right there. Like it was the two of them doing it. And they literally split up. Ashley went and talked to like Morgan, and Will went and talked to whoever he talked to. I forget. I think he talked to Vinny. And they like created this alliance together, very much so. And so it's possible he would have wanted Ava, or maybe he just changed his mind, or maybe he just thinks that Ashley can't make it there and that Ava will. There's all kinds of reasons why he might have said that. It's definitely concerning if you would much prefer Ashley to win than Ava. But it's just so hard to read. And there's so much time that they spend in the jury house as well, like just ruminating and thinking. And so, you know,
I also wonder if he thought Ava was like a fan favorite.
That's what, I was wondering that too. It's so like, because everybody inside the house seems to think that Ava is like a fan favorite. And so I bet it was like, oh, everyone loves Ava. I would love for her to win, of course.
I will say it was very awkward on stage when he said he was rooting for Ava and like it was silent. Complete silence, which they're supposed to do. If they cheered, that would be bad. But it was awkward. Like you could tell he was expecting an applause and there was none.
Yeah. I noticed that too. I was like, oh, okay. So I think Ashley is doing a great job. I honestly thought for sure she was going to go on the block if the veto got used. I thought it was going to be a like, well, you can use the veto if you want, but I'm not putting Lauren up, especially because Vince literally had a cam talk where he was like, there's no way I'm putting Lauren on the block. Morgan wants me to put her up. There's no way I'm doing that. I can't believe she thinks I'm going to do it. And then he does it. I thought for sure it was going to be Ashley on the block. I mean, that seems to be like an easy out for him to just, I know the judges, whatever, but no, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So, the fact that Ashley and Morgan were able to pull this off, and the fact that I feel like Ashley's got really good relationships with people. Maybe they're not, number one or whatever, but it doesn't seem like anybody really desperately wants Ashley out of the house right now, which I feel like is the best we can get at this point in time. So, I feel like Ashley's doing really well. I want to give her a 7 as well.
Yeah, what Ashley does best is the very underrated skill in Big Brother of, oh, you hear somebody is talking bad about you and doesn't feel comfortable with you. She goes to that person, talks to them, and makes them feel comfortable.
Hold on. That's not how you play Big Brother.
Shocker. She doesn't let it fester. She doesn't let it linger. She wants to actually talk it out. You know what I'm saying? Like she wants to make sure that you don't want to put me up. We're good. I would never put you up. Like that work that she did. I know we're talking about this week, but that work that she did on Lauren's first HOH to not get on the block and what we initially saw, and her, she got help from everybody else, is now paying off in this later week where she is doing the same. Last week, I thought she was a goner. I thought once she hit that block, it was a done deal. She was going to be gone. But the way that she worked to get back and to stay was amazing. This week, like she just recognized that she had to be on Morgan's good side. Morgan pulls Vince's strings, Vince pulls Lauren's strings, and that's all that she needed to do this week. And she has done a great job of getting on side with Morgan. The final two with Ava, just good. But I mean, Ava has so many options, and who truly knows where Ava lies? And Ava's not going to advocate for her like Morgan does. But it's still a good position to be in. And I agree with Taran. If she had some active pathways to the end, I would definitely give her 10s that the chat is calling for me to give her. But because she does have a path, but it's like one of those paths where it's like shaky, I guess, and the win isn't certain. I am gonna go with everybody else and give the 7. But she's doing an amazing job. Like, to be quite honest, for somebody who was supposed to be out week 1 and didn't need a blockbuster. I mean, she used the veto, but to get herself from house pariah to into she's already into the final 6 guaranteed is amazing. I am truly astounded that Ashley is still here, because I was so shook for her that first week when we didn't know what was going to happen when the feeds came on and everybody was talking about this 2-hour shower, and I was so scared for her, you know.
Yeah, I really want to emphasize this because it's something that clearly went under the radar in the edit and is unlikely to be shown, and is unlikely to be shown this week also. But there are 2 major things that Ashley deserves credit for and likely will never properly get, even in the like online community. One is, it is utterly ridiculous that they voted Will out over Ashley. Just completely absurd that happened and that she managed to pull that off. 2, she played a major role in getting Lauren on the block. And she played a major role not only in getting Vince to do it, but she has been poking at Morgan the Bear for the last like week or so about Lauren, continuing to like embolden Morgan to make these kinds of decisions. Not to say that she wouldn't have anyway, but there were times when Morgan went to Ashley like, am I going too far? Am I being unreasonable? And Ashley be like, absolutely not. She got Morgan to admit that Vince told her about a final 2 with Lauren, that she had a final 2 with Vince, and really just helped provide that safe space for Morgan to then catapult onto Vince with, and was absolutely an essential part. Now, Morgan gets the bulk of the credit here, but I just want to make sure that it's at least said that Ashley absolutely deserves some of it, because she was an essential part of making sure that this happened, and making sure that Morgan stayed on task about it as well. The audience came very close to a 7. They gave her a 6.47. They gave her ultimately a 6 from the audience, but it will still average out to a 7. So let's move on to Ava.
Hold up, Taran. The audience is over here yelling at us to give Ashley a 10, and y'all ain't even give her a 10.
They're very fickle.
No. No more. No more.
This is the dangers of thinking that a couple of people in the chat are representative. This is the dangers of Vinny thinking that Morgan equals the whole house. Melissa, how do you feel about Ava?
Well, Ava got the veto used on her, which I do think is good for her. I don't feel like she's actually like doing all that much. I like that she and Ashley, you know, made the final 2 and things like that. But I just feel like, I mean, it's tough because it's like we're hearing about how Ava, Kelley, and Lauren have like a thing together. And I mean, I don't know much about it, and I don't really have that much faith. Like, I guess like it's just they're not going to vote each other out or something, but like I don't know if they're actually like strategizing and like actually working together. I guess because she got the veto used on her, that's good. I just don't feel like she's doing that much. I still don't feel like she's doing that much. And like the idea that like she got the veto used on her was not really anything that Ava did herself. It was just Morgan trying to buy favor with Ava and went to talk to Ava about it. And Ava's like, okay, yeah, I'll take it. But there was no actual strategy behind that. I think the fact that she seems to have like the Ashley relationship, this Morgan thing with the veto, the the Kelley and Lauren thing, and the fact that it doesn't seem like even if Ava stayed on the block that she was really in any danger of going home. I feel like I reluctantly kind of want to give her a 4, I guess. And the fact that like Will and people are saying that they would vote for her to win. Who knows what will happen in the end, but like it does seem there are people who are rooting for an Ava win. So yeah.
I mean, when Morgan first said she was gonna use the veto on Ava was like, you don't have to, because she was more mad that Vince was going to put Lauren up if the veto was used on her than her own safety. It wasn't until Morgan was like, oh, I'm kind of thinking of using the veto on Keanu, is when Ava was like, whoa, use it on me. Like it, I can't with Ava. The fact that she's not willing to push for some of her allies, but I guess is willing to push for one of them, aka Lauren. But even that, it's like she walks around like she's exhausted to play the game, and it's like, girl, you signed up for like a 90-day reality TV show where you're being filmed 24/7 and the game never stops. Like, what did you expect? Her positioning is very good. She's basically in the middle of two groups. If one group wins, they'll take a shot at the other group. If the other group wins, they'll take a shot at the other group. She'll go unharmed. Vince was targeting her this week. He wasn't able to get her out. I'm trying to figure out in what situation does Ava actually go out, and it's kind of hard to predict. So, I mean, yeah, she is begrudgingly in a really good position, and she got there socially, but the fact that she strategically does not really want to participate, and strategically doesn't even add to her allies' game, as in does not fight for them like she should. I think a 4 is fine. It's adequate. It's just, I don't know. Like I feel bad that like I don't like her anymore, but it's like not my fault, you know. It's you know what I'm saying? Like she got in her head too much. I think she was getting certain prompts from the diary room that led her to believe that she was a big character on the show, which she is, which she was. And her guilt about what happened to Rachel after, prolongedly being in a house with people for 60 days has really, turned on her rather mean-spirited side. And the fact that she keeps harping about the America's Favorite House Guest prize is a turnoff. Like, we don't want people who are like, oh, I really just want to win America's Favorite. We want people who want to win the game. We want people who want to play the game to win. And every time she says, frankly, I don't care, or just throws her hands up to something, it is annoying. So, I mean, she's in a good spot. I don't see in what scenario she goes out. Like, even in this double, if Keanu or Morgan is still available, I don't see how she goes out. So, just give her a 4. It's fine, I guess.
Well, the audience agrees. They gave her a 4. I'm going to say some things, though.
Okay.
First of all, I think, in my view, the order of events for Ava was that the initial plan, the way she heard it, was that Morgan was planning to use the veto on Keanu in order to put up Lauren, and that's what pissed her off.
Oh, okay.
Then she eventually discovered that Morgan was saying she was willing to use the veto on her. And then she was told by Ashley she's not using the veto. And she's like, oh, okay. Then Morgan came to her and was like, so I'm thinking about using it. I was thinking about doing it on you, but I'm also now thinking about using it on Keanu. And she was like, use it on me.
Okay.
And then she went to the cameras and was like, I just did that.
Sure
not really realizing that it was mostly in the works anyway. And there was just a blip where Morgan was thinking about doing it on Keanu. But still, you have to give her some amount of credit for convincing Morgan to not use it on Keanu, because that would have been pretty bad for her. She comes off the block, and then once it was, the plan was to use it on her, she then continued to be like, wow, Lauren, can't believe Vinny would do that. Sucks that I'm coming off the block, I guess. But like in a way that Lauren didn't actually think that she was being shady about it. Didn't really fight hard against it, but, you know, put up a token defense of like, I wouldn't do it if I were you, Vinny, but, you know, if the veto is going to be used on me, oh well. To the point where even this morning before the veto ceremony, when she walked in on Vinny talking to Lauren and Kelley again, and she was like, wait, they're trying to stop this from happening. Yet she ran to Ashley to be like, they're trying to stop the veto from being used. Like, what do we do? So that Ashley could try and get the plan back on board, because she wanted the veto to be used on her. Now, this shouldn't be a defense I have to make. like, oh no, guys, she did want the veto used on her is not an argument I should have to be making at all. But I do believe that was the order of it, from my perspective at least.
Okay, good.
Now, on top of that, as people have been pointing out in the chat, she is very well positioned, and you guys mentioned this as well. One of the better positioned players. It was impossible. It was not nearly impossible to get her out this week. It's just it was impossible for Vinny to get her out this week. But Vinny was unable to get her out this week, in part due to her positioning, in part because he can't do anything. But she manages to survive. Now, losing Kelley is very bad for Ava. Kelley is a guaranteed win in the final two for Ava, somebody that would be willing to win and bring Ava to the final two. It's not good. Losing Lauren, also bad for Ava. Someone else that she might be able to beat in a final two and who might bring her to a final two. If Kelley wins the blockbuster and Keanu goes home, Ava is in a phenomenal position. She's in a really good position, because now she has both Kelley and Lauren in front of her as shields. On the other side of things, Morgan and Vince are the primary targets. And her final two she made with Ashley are sitting really, really, really pretty. And so it's really great for both Ashley and Ava if that happens. But that requires Kelley to win the blockbuster. Because if Kelley doesn't win the blockbuster, she loses the shield in Kelley. She might go up on the block next to Lauren or something. And even if she doesn't, if she just loses Lauren next because Morgan wins HOH and takes out Lauren, now she's stuck again. Now she's in a spot where she lost both of the people that would bring her to the final two, and she's fully reliant on Ashley, and both of them are not winning comps, and it's just looking bad. So all of this brings me to say, I would give her a 5, but she barely tries in the game, and so I'm going to give her a 4 as well. Genuinely, like she woke up a little bit, but like she just can't be bothered with the game, and that means that even if her position is good right now or could be good right now, I just do not have faith that she'll do anything to make sure it stays good in the future, and so I can't get her past that ceiling of a 4 at the moment.
Yeah.
But let's move on to Keanu. Mari, how are you feeling about Keanu?
Oh, the lovable jock who may leave this week. I think this is the most formidable lineup that he's facing in a blockbuster.
Well, he's going to get Zach and Vinny.
Zach
was not great, but Vinny's won a couple HOHs now. So, but I would say in terms of track record, yeah, I would say this is the most formidable.
I think mostly because it's that experience of the pressure of the blockbuster. You know what I'm saying? Right? Because by the time he goes up against Vinny and Zach, that's at least his second one, I want to say.
Lauren has never won with her life on the line. Kelley and
True.
Keanu have. But Lauren, I think, is
Exactly.
the biggest threat in competitions, period.
By
But
far,
we don't know
yes.
how she performs under pressure.
Exactly. And so, and then him even wanting her to go up is like, it's like just minus point from him. He was kind of a step behind this whole week, it feels like, you know what I'm saying? As Morgan and Ashley are making plans and flipping Vince, it felt like to me Keanu was always a step behind. He's like, yeah, bro, we got to get Lauren on the block and vote her out, bro. And it's like, and Ashley's again trying to, no, don't talk about the voting out part, just get her on the block, just get her on the block type thing. You know, him and Morgan, him and Morgan just have a Lauren just dissing session like in the beginning of the week, which is getting them closer together. He's found an ally in Ashley who he still is ratting out to Vince because he will never learn his lesson about Vince. So it's just like with Keanu, pick your poison. I'm gonna give him a 2 because he's on the block, and I truly, because it's Vince, I still don't know what Vince would do if he has to break a tie and with Keanu on the block. Like, if Vince sent Keanu home, theoretically, he should never get Keanu's vote. Now, in practice, Keanu might leave the house being like, dang that Morgan, I can't believe she forced Vince to send me home, you know, or dang that Lauren. Like he'll more than likely blame somebody else. But 2, give Keanu a 2.
Well, the audience gave him a 3, which is the same rating they gave him last time, but I'm going to give him the 2 as well. He's on the block. Now, I will give him this. He's in a position for the first time ever where he might survive a vote, but only one of them, because not the other one. And it is very likely that he needs to win the blockbuster in order to survive. Even if he does, even if say Lauren, because if Kelley wins, right now he's gone. If Lauren wins, there's a chance he's still gone. And as we've mentioned, as opposed to last week where he was almost a guaranteed shoe-in win, he's now facing 2 very strong competitors in this format. At least one in this format, one in other formats. And so this really could be Keanu's week. And he's also still being Keanu. I'm not harping on it because it's all the same Keanu stuff and it's not having a lot of impact, but he's continuing to do all kinds of terrible things strategically and socially, and he's not helping his own case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like desperate for him to stay. Sorry, my dogs are playing behind me, so I'm just gonna do this real quick and then mute again. At a 2 for me, unfortunately, because I do really want him to stay this week, and I really don't want him to go home. I find him really fun to watch. So but hopefully it's solid from here, I hope.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to Kelley then. I can tell you that the audience came very close to giving Kelley a 1.55 for Kelley, ultimately landing at a 2. Honestly, like this is not even close to Kelley's worst week. I don't know why. I mean, she is the most likely person to leave. So there's that. But as opposed to previous weeks where she put herself in that position, like she's actually kind of played this week okay. Like she's not been that bad. She's locked in 2 guaranteed allies and votes. There's a chance she survives against Keanu because of those votes. She's just not actively doing anything as terrible as she, like, Keanu played this week worse than Kelley did. You know, is that saying much? No, I'm still going to give her a 2. I'm just not going to give her a 1. Melissa.
Sorry, I had to unmute. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think this is Kelley's worst week at all. But I don't think that this is, I mean, I don't know sometimes like what she's doing and why. Like I feel like she could be a good player, but I just feel like she like intentionally does stuff that like just to be like kind of like anti or like annoying or whatever. Like there's that clip that was going around for a while that was like she just like ran over and destroyed their pool game that they were playing, Vince and Keanu, just like for fun and like laughed about it. She literally just like went over there and swooped all the balls and then just like ran away like ha 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 ha, like as if that's like cute or something. But like that's so like,
oh man, why do I instigate so much?
It's like that's not good social behavior. That's antisocial behavior. Like why are you doing that in a social game? I don't see how like I was like she does understand that these are the people who would presumably be voting for her to win, right? Like she can't just piss everyone off all the time. Like she really needs to like she needs their votes. So I don't know why she does that sort of stuff. And I don't really see a situation where people end up voting for her in the end. So while I don't think that this is like a horrible week for Kelley by any means, I mean, obviously she could go home, so it could be a horrible week, but I don't think it's like anything she's in particular doing to make this week horrible. I just don't think that she can win. At the same time, like a lot of people are talking about bringing her to the final 2 because then like that's an easy person to beat. They know she's not going to win. So she could presumably like get taken to the end. So, and you know, you never know once that happens. So I don't know, but I want to give her a 2 as well, because I don't know. I don't see her winning at this point.
Kelley has been doing that stupid childish stuff since week 1. Like that's the crazy thing about this. Like again, she's another person that should have been gone in the first week, but literally should have been gone. Like should have been gone.
Somebody sent me this statistic the other day. Let me try and pull it up. That Kelley is the lowest rated player, lowest average rated player in the history of the Stockwatch. Her, yes. I believe current average rating is a 2.0, just flat out. And the next highest person is Cameron, big BB25, then Daniel, BB24, and then Keanu.
Oh, well, Kelley, oh my God. Like, yes, she has Lauren and she amazingly has Ava, who Ava hated her at the beginning of the game. But Kelley is just so blasé. Oh, I'm just going to beat Keanu at the Blockbuster. It's fine. Like, and then she sits around and does nothing but play chess and hide dead bugs in the house. Like she's not doing anything to help her positioning. The good thing that she has coming for her is like with this double eviction coming up, she does have a really good chance of winning the HOH and even the veto. But I mean, depending if Keanu is there or not. But for this week, what's that saying? Like, if Kelley has 100 haters, I'm one of them. If she has none, I'm gonna give her that 1. I'm gonna give her that 1, and it's gonna be a petty one because I want that average to drop below that 2. I'm sorry. I'm petty. It's just that lack of respect for the game. You know what I'm saying? Like that really is just irksome to me. And Ava, her and Ava are very close in that lack of respect for the game. I feel like at least Ava does have some higher level of respect for the game, but Kelley just doesn't. And she's so cringe. Like, why was she pretending to cry in her bunk after the nominations? Like, and then just saying random
she's a child.
It's just annoying. Like I can't. I'm sorry. That will be my petty boots. I just can't with her. And again, she is currently the consensus GOAT. Like Ashley recognizes, like Ashley's like, huh, I think I need Kelley to in the final two with me so I can win. Like she is the consensus GOAT. And that pains me because I do not want her to sniff that final two seat. But it makes sense for literally everybody's game to bring her there. So yeah, I'm annoyed.
How old is Kelley? Do we know?
They're saying 29, 30.
Okay. Well, because I'm like thinking, because I'm like, you know, I used to do a lot of like really annoying stuff when I was like really young or whatever. And it was like, you know, I thought it was like funny or like I'd speak in accents and like dumb stuff like that. I'd like steal people's clothes in the dorm and like wear them around like, oh, look, I'm so-and-so, you know, like very stupid stuff that I was like, this is endearing. It's funny. People like it. And now looking back, I'm like, oh my God, that's so insane.
She's literally the like, I'm so random, LOL. Like
it is like that.
Her entire personality.
Yeah, it's like I can't believe I just did that, and it's like, you know, it's like people are like, please stop doing that. Like we don't like that. So yeah, I was wondering if maybe it was that sort of thing, and maybe it's just like a thing where she just hasn't like grown out of it yet. I mean, like I was doing that stuff when I was 18, so it's like that's not quite the same as 30. But yeah,
but
I don't know.
But there's some pathologicalness to it though, like right, Taran, like the lying for the instigating, it's just weird. Like
it's also like it feels like she like she can't help herself but do it, because then afterwards she's like, why did I do that? I'm not gonna do that stuff anymore. And then it's like she just does it again, and it's like she just can't help herself from doing these types of things.
It's wild to me how often I find myself like seeing things on Big Brother that I'm like, yeah, I remember this in middle school. Like genuinely. Yes. And it's mostly relationship stuff. Yeah. Because apparently like just everyone that goes on Big Brother has stunted relationships with relationships. But like in Kelley's case, it's also in just generally like the way that she acts and you know, and holds grudges and trash talks and all kinds of stuff. So you know, it's just strange.
It's like how like Kirsten pointed out that like the Morgan and Vince like conversations are like the conversations that you have like so far into a relationship where you like know it's like over, yes. But it's like, but you like are hanging on because you're just like, I don't want this to be over, but like it's very clear that it's all dead, and you're just like you're just grasping like to try, and it's like, oh man, it's very painful to watch. But then you like think back and you're like, oh man, these poor people, like this is tough. Like relationships, like long-term relationships are hard. And then you're like, wait, they've been in the house for like not even a few months. Like, why are they talking like this?
It's
like
genuinely like middle school crush relationship. They've been together for like 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And this is how they, like, that is the conversation. Like I've seen those conversations. like that's how they work in middle school.
Very strange.
Anyway. Let's talk about Lauren. Let's talk about Lauren. Lauren's on the block. It's not great. She should be fine. She should be safe. Theoretically, there are at least 2 outcomes where she's pretty guaranteed safe. That is, she wins the blockbuster, or Keanu wins the blockbuster. Or sorry, no, not Keanu. Kelley wins the blockbuster. And that's because as long as Vinny doesn't change his mind and want to evict her, she should be fine. And despite the fact that Morgan may end up trying to push this, it's really, there's only 2 full days to do it. And instead of days, I should say she has 3 full nights to do it. But I think it's going to be tough to get him to actually break a tie and evict Lauren. I think it's going to take a lot of work. It's possible, but she should be fine. Then there's if Keanu wins the blockbuster, which puts her in more danger, but she also should be fine because I don't think Morgan will do it against Vince's will. I don't think she will do that. Mm-hmm. Right. So That does not mean she's guaranteed safe, but I do think that she is probably safe. However, that means that she has a roughly, I would say, at least 50-50 chance of losing her ally Kelley. But if Kelley wins the blockbuster and Keanu goes home, or if she wins the blockbuster, especially if she wins the blockbuster and Keanu goes home, Vince actually breaks the tie, evicts Keanu. That would be a phenomenal outcome for her. She will have now won the blockbuster against both Kelley and Keanu, sent Keanu home, and is at the final 6 with 2 locked-in allies, Ava and Kelley. All 3 of them can compete in that HOH competition, the double. They can, as long as they win that, take a shot at Keanu or Morgan. One of them guaranteed leaves. And all of a sudden, she's in the final 5 with all 3 of her allies, the best competitor left in the house. Like, she's in a very crushing position. If she can, A, win the game in a jury vote, which is still, and B, Keanu actually leaves and not Kelley. So that's the difficulty. On top of that, I'm not going to give her credit for saying no to going on the block, because that should be baseline. And I'm going to extra punish her for not even trying with Morgan. So all of that combined, it's a lot of like weird stuff back and forth. I think I'm going to land on a 3. I still think that she is more poised to win this game than Kelley is. I think she's still playing better than Keanu is, and she's less likely to leave than either one of them on the block. But the curve is going to start curving if they leave, Lauren. You know what I mean? You know, you're not getting these 3s over their 2s if they leave, and they're not getting those 2s. All of a sudden, you're getting those 2s, Lauren. You better watch out.
Uh-oh. Ooh, a threat. Yeah, I want to give her a 3 as well. I think, the fact that she's on the block at all is just so not good for her. I mean, her ally won HOH and now she's on the block. This is not good. And the fact, like you said, that she didn't even go talk to Morgan. She's not even, like, I do think if her and Morgan could just talk, I think that something could have come of it. And yet nothing. This is just so bad for her. Her supposed number 1, who she's literally been like doing things for this entire game and has been like prioritizing this entire game, puts her on the block. It should be very obvious to her that like he doesn't care enough about her and that she needs to do her own thing. And maybe that's the case, and maybe she will do her own thing, but it's hard to say. So yeah, at this point, a 3.
Yeah, like the little bit of camping that she was doing in the HOH room, just like, what was that, today or yesterday? If I knew since, what was it, like Friday? Vince has been basically telling Lauren since Friday, Morgan keeps trying to convince me to put you up. Like, why are you not? I'm going to make it very awkward in here. Up in here, awkward. No Vorgan time. It's going to be Vorgan plus Lauren time until y'all not discuss me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was way too passive here. The fact that she left her trust into Vince to like convince Morgan to like not use the veto or to like try and get her off her back, and she herself didn't go to Morgan, is just inexcusable.
It's just making me mad. I'm changing it too.
Yeah. it's just really bad. Like it's just really bad gameplay. Your number 1 ally is the HOH. He should not be putting you on the block. The person you use a veto on and sacrifice at least 2 other allies for should not be putting you on the block. And you should not be telling him to his face that is okay. I get it. It's like you need him to be on side. I understand that. But because you have said that to him previously, like because you have shown that you don't hold a grudge against him, he has continued to do this to you. And it is just so frustrating to see. And so Lauren's getting 2. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't feasibly give her a 1. That is reserved for Kelley. But I'm just so upset with her because like she should not be in this position. You should not be in this position. You like you were able to convince Vince at least what 2 times, 3 times not to put you on the block.
Mari,
Ye-
I counted
yes.
today on stream. It
How
was
many times?
9.
9?
I'm pretty sure it was 9 times that Vince attempted to get her to agree, and she convinced him to go back to Morgan, and then Morgan went back, and Morgan did it 10 times, and that was the difference.
That is
Oh
too
my
many. That is way too many.
God. Oh, it's still a 2, but I don't understand this gameplay. I just don't. 9
The
times.
audience agrees. They gave her a 2 as well. A lot of close votes. It was a 2.47. Oh boy. All right. Let's talk about Morgan. Melissa, what are your thoughts on Morgan?
I mean, she did a great job this week. I mean, it wasn't really fun to watch, and it was so wild, but she got him to put Lauren on the block, which I never thought was going to happen. I'm very impressed, honestly. I am. I felt like I was frustrated with Morgan and like not that impressed when I felt like she didn't understand why he wasn't wanting to put Lauren on the block. But then when she did the cam talk, I was like, oh, okay. So I guess she does know what's going on here, because I was like, can't you understand? He's working with her. Like, what is not to understand here? Why are you not getting it? But it honestly, like, I'm very impressed. I feel like I want to give her an 8 this week. I think I want to give her an 8. I'm very impressed with what she did. I think, it took a lot to get there. And I do think she might have hurt her relationship with Vince in the process. But I guess if he doesn't care, then oh well. Yeah, I think she might win it. I honestly think she has a chance. Especially because she's like winning competitions now. And, she's one of the few people who's actually gaming in the house. So yeah, an 8.
Morgan has been my winner pick since the cash draft. I'm sure you can go back and watch that podcast episode, and you can see me in the comments saying Morgan is my winner pick. Morgan is my winner pick. And I've said that on as many podcasts as possible. The fact that Morgan got Vince to put up his number 1, number 2, I still don't know, because he's telling us in the DR that Lauren is his number 1.
He's telling us on the cameras. He wants to bring Lauren to Final 2.
And yet Morgan got him to put her on the block after the veto win in a renom situation that did not need to happen. This did not need to happen. The veto did not need to be used. But Morgan was like, I'm using this veto, and you're putting up the person I want you to put up, not another person that's technically coming for you. It is astounding. None of this should have worked. It was so cringy to watch. Like, my skin was crawling, and I'm like, Morgan, let up, stop, leave that man alone. You're pushing him too far. Oh wait, he's doing what she's telling him.
That's literally how I felt. It was just like, please stop, it's too much. Oh, I was wrong.
This is working. This is working. Her relentlessness is working. This active gameplay is working, and this house full of passive people. What? This does not come close to Chelsea, me giving Chelsea a 10 for getting MJ to put up Leah. But I think I will have to give her the many times that it took Lauren to try and to change Vince's mind. I'm gonna give Morgan a 9. Because this should not have worked. This should not have happened. Like, God, like this should not have happened. It is astounding. Morgan should not have convinced Vince to put up Lauren in a situation that Lauren did not need to even see the block.
Ding, 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 ding,
This is the first 9 of the season. This is the highest individual rating of the entire season. A 9 for Morgan from Mari. The audience
Give her a 6.
gave her 7.
Yeah, okay.
Pretty
Give
high.
her 7. And I will say, I am inclined to agree with the audience. Listen, it's phenomenal what she managed to do. She did what she needed to do. And the praise has already been given, so I don't want to make it seem like I'm only doing the
give the negatives, Taran.
Plenty of good things. What was the point if she doesn't plan to get rid of Lauren?
Very, very, very true. Very true.
You know, like it's not actually doing that much for her if all that happens is that Lauren stays. It's not like, you know. Now, if Lauren goes, Mari's rating is correct. If she gets Lauren out of here, give her the 9. But if she actually doesn't plan to evict Lauren or doesn't make that happen, then, you know, it's kind of all for naught. Now, I don't think she'll feel that way because in her mind, this was a good win in her, you know, this was a good ego win. And it was a good feeds win. And it was, you know, a lot of wins. It definitely means that she should be able to beat Vinny in a final 2. There's that. It really like just completely demolishes his chances of winning generally, which is very good because she plans to bring him to the end. But, you know, I think she was already going to beat him, to be honest. I think she was already probably going to beat him. Maybe not, but this kind of solidifies it. So it's still good move. But like, there's also some risks attached to it. And, you know, listen, that's all I had. It's small, honestly, fairly small critiques. There's not a ton of downsides to making this move. There's just like not a ton of upsides either, considering that she, you know, worked so hard to make it happen. And, you know, still very, I mean, just the willingness has always been Morgan's thing. She is, and I remember very first night of feeds, I went back and I clipped from the very first live feed update, me talking about how Vince doesn't have a spine. And then from the very second live feed update, that Vince is the kind of guy to take advantage of his friends and burn them in order to impress other people. Or I guess I wasn't expecting women, but you know, it fits. And the thing I instantly saw about Morgan, the very first stream I did, the 24-hour stream, the very first night of feeds, was, oh, look how willing she is to disagree with her allies. Look how willing she is to say, nope, I want Zay to go. That's my target. And Jimmy would fight with her, and Zach would fight with her, and she was willing to go, no, if I'm not able to get what I think is best for my game out of this group of people, then either this is not my group of people, or I'm going to convince you otherwise. Was she always good at it? Not always, but Zay did go home that week. And week after week, she tends to get what she wants because she's willing to push harder than anyone else. She is the perfect example of the thing I talk about all the time, which is be more active, try harder. And it's so funny that Lauren is her nemesis because Lauren is the complete opposite of that. And so I absolutely want to give Morgan her flowers here for this move. And honestly, I think a 7 is doing so from my perspective, at least.
No, I agree. This is one of those moves that if Lauren goes out, it's like a retroactive, like 9. But I'm giving it to her beforehand because I can.
Fair enough as well. Yeah. In the same way that like when Rachel took out Riley, it was like, boom, that should have been way higher. But at the time, it was like, ooh.
Exactly. We were like, oh, why would you do that?
All right. Let's then talk about Vince. Mari, what are your thoughts on Vince?
Okay. All right. See, again, I I don't dislike Vince. I really don't. I actually love Taran's impressions of him. I'm
Vince has done more
fascinated.
for me than any player in that house. Maybe except
Exactly.
for Rachel.
I'm fascinated by Vince. I truly, truly am. He is so funny because we never know what he is going to do until it is done. And because he tells
What?
everybody,
Don't say that.
he tells everything. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going
No,
to do
I
this. I'm going to do
don't.
that. Yes, you do.
No.
This or that. And then when we find out, every single time, my jaw is on the floor. The gameplay, the strategic gameplay is out the window because, again, it's secondary to I need Morgan to touch me. Like, I need her to hug me.
Oh no, he's even lost Chappelle.
Oh no. Oh no.
Chappelle, we tried to warn you. You know, we tried to warn you, but just like Lauren, you just kept going back.
That was his road dog. That was Vinny's road dog. Chappelle was Vinny's road dog. So in no world should he be putting Lauren up on the block here. He should not be putting her game at risk, especially this close to this far in the end game, when you have, again, people like Ava still around, people like Kelley still around, like putting up Lauren against people who don't have your back. At the very least, Lauren was not one of those people that would have put you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she wasn't targeting you, and at the very least, she wasn't putting you up. And you could have counted on her vote to save you. All of those three things. Lauren hits all three ally targets. She is an elite employee that you put on the block. I don't like giving HOHs one. I really don't. But he like, this is bad. This is really, really bad for him. Like, categorically bad. So I have to give him a 1. Like, I can't justify giving him anything else. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Well, the audience did not quite get there. They gave him a 2. But
Yeah.
I, of course,
Taran was
agree
waiting.
with the 1. I mean, yeah, how could you possibly give him any other rating? This is such an own goal. Like, this is the thing about Vince, and this is why I was thinking about, like, man, if Vince somehow manages to win, like, he is so much worse than any other winner by far. He's so much worse than most players by far. It's like, you know, when I think about some of the, like, when we talk about, like, some of the worst winners or some of the worst, like, the players that had a lot of success because of a twist, right? That, you know, that works for Vince. You know, the coup de hamster wheel seriously saved his game after he refused to put up Rachel. But then it's like, okay, so the, like, a twist saved their game. And then, you know, from that point forward, they managed to do the bare minimum to, like, make the obvious decisions to make it to the end. And it's like, well, I can't maybe, like, the best players, you're like, oh, I can always trust a player like Dan to know how to get out of a bad situation. He has that phenomenal talent of, like, figuring out how to escape a bad spot. And Vince is the complete opposite of that. Vince has a phenomenal talent to find a win and turn it into a loss. I know without a shadow of a doubt that if Vince enters any given scenario, he will find the worst path through it possible because he does it every single time. And he will say, oh, there was no winning scenario. If I did this, it would have been bad. And if I had done that, it would have been bad. And it's like, yeah, because you walked up to those two buttons. There's like 100 other buttons. You chose those two. You chose that predicament. You decided to go there on your own. You make that choice every single time, Vince. Every time. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Every time. Yeah.
The first HOH, when he was so like bad, I was like, maybe this is just a fluke. Like it's the beginning of the game. Like he doesn't know how to play. Like we don't really know. Like he's just overwhelmed. But like at this point, it's not excusable anymore. This is just actively so bad at putting up not only just like an ally, like, oh, Keanu wasn't going to go against you. He like wants to vote for you, whatever. It's literally putting up someone who is supposedly your number one, who would and has done like everything for you, anything for you. And this just does not make sense whatsoever. I do not understand the logic behind it. I don't think there is any logic behind it aside from just like, I just don't want to make Morgan mad. And like this whole time we've been saying, why is Vince not actively trying to make his two number ones not target each other? Like they don't need to be best friends or whatever, but just like, how is he so bad that he's not able to convince them, like Lauren is not coming after you, Morgan. Like Morgan is not coming after you, Lauren. Like it's like, how is he just not able to do that? Instead, it's just like, she might not, or maybe I'll protect you, whatever. It's like, no, like be very firm and tell the person like, hey, Lauren, tell Morgan is considering wanting you up on the block. Go talk to her. Tell her that like you have nothing against her. You want to work with her. Tell her XYZ that she wants to hear. Morgan, go tell Lauren XYZ. Like it's like, why is he not doing this? He's intentionally keeping them apart, but that is just so bad for his game. And I understand in the beginning, it's like, well, I don't want them to know that we're working together, but it is so obvious at this point that they're working together. He cannot hide that anymore. So once that's out there, you just need to start being like, look, she doesn't want me to go. She doesn't want me to go. Let's all work together to get to the end. And then obviously I'll pick you first. I don't want to go against her, whatever. He can lie and say all that stuff. But at this point, it's like, they know you're working with them. Like they know it. And he's just
Melissa, he tried. He tried today because right after complaining to Morgan about Lauren, she won't let me do it. She always complains and she didn't hug me the other night. And then complaining to Lauren about Morgan, I'm so upset about how she forced me into that. I'm never going to forget what happened. He got them into a room together and he said, hey ladies, this is my ideal final three.
And they both roll their eyes at him profusely.
Yeah, that is not the way. You don't like fire people up to get mad at each other and to actively dislike each other in the game and then like put them in a room and be like, okay, now we're friends, right? It's like you need to be buttering them up on the sides. Like, hey, no, actually I was talking to Morgan today and she really seems to want to work with you. Like she wants the three of us to work together. Like lie, say stupid stuff like that. And then you get them each in a room together and you'd be like, look guys, like I really think there's something here. We could work together. I just don't understand why he's not doing that. So yeah, it's a 1 for me. This is just such a bad move. I don't necessarily want Lauren to go home this week, but I do kind of want Vince to get his comeuppance. He cannot keep doing these bad moves and then not having anything be bad for him. Like it's like he ends up coming out unscathed, and I can't have that anymore.
He can't keep getting away with this.
Yeah, he literally gets away with it every time.
He doesn't. He was up on the block for like almost every single week he wasn't in power. He would have gone home if he hadn't won a blockbuster. Like he is not getting away with it. He just, the getting away with it was the hamster wheel for the most part. But he has a one-size-fits-all approach to every single situation. It's complain about other people and act like nothing is his fault. And that just can sometimes kind of work. Like, oh, it's all Morgan's fault. It's all Morgan's fault. But then the second he needs something to happen that involves Morgan, it's like, well, no, we hate Morgan, don't we? No, she likes you, actually.
Yeah, you can't have it both ways. Did he continue on a trajectory of up, down, or was he down the week before last week?
He's stayed down. He's stayed down ever since. So like if we go back, the last time he was up was hold on, let me.
Well, I guess like more up. Like see, look, it was like it really does seem to go
the last
up,
time
down,
he was
up, down.
up was this 5 in week 6, which was him surviving. Was Rachel's week. Wow. Then he wins HOH, doesn't target Rachel. Then, it's so on and so forth. It's just been bad news from there.
Well,
next
week he'll go up. Next week he'll be a 3.
Weeks, yeah.
We'll just wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, I guess to your point, he was up from his 1 previously to a 3 last week, and then back down to a 1 again.
Yeah. He can't have 2 good weeks in a row. No. He just can't. So he's due. That. He's due though for a good week next week. So we'll see.
Melissa.
Unless he goes out in the double. Who knows?
I mean, he couldn't possibly be a 1 again, right?
He is the HOH and a 1. Like, how can you go up from
Apparently he can.
Oh boy. Anyway.
At least we have some green this week. There's that.
We have some
That's
green
better.
This week, yes. Getting our vegetables in. Anyway, that's the ratings for the week. What a situation we found ourselves in.
What a week.
And then a double too.
With a double upcoming. We haven't even talked about the double because it's like,
I know.
What are we even doing with it?
What is happening?
I feel like normally when a double comes up, we can kind of map out like, okay, well, if the double happens, like, because they're usually talking about it, and usually it's like, okay, well, if the double's next week, then we need like this person would put out this person would do this person, but like, I have no idea what's happening.
The problem is that the blockbuster outcomes are so dramatically different,
right?
That if Keanu does end up leaving, the double looks incredibly different. If Keanu stays and Kelley goes, the double looks incredibly different. We could theoretically go over both of those outcomes. Like I said, if Keanu leaves, then it's Lauren, Kelley, Ava versus Morgan and Ashley in the HOH. And if they don't win, there's a good chance it's Morgan and Vince on the block. Maybe Morgan and Ashley with Vince as the replacement. And that's likely leads to a Morgan eviction if she doesn't win the veto. If she does, it's probably Vince. Depending, just depends on how Lauren and or Kelley feel at that point. Could be Ashley. Then if, but like Ava's going to be wanting Ashley to stay. Who knows what Kelley wants. So it's still kind of tough. And then if Ashley or Morgan win, they just put up Kelley and Lauren, and whoever doesn't win the veto, they go home.
Can you imagine if Ava accidentally wins double eviction HOH?
She'll be like, does anyone have volunteers to go up?
It would be easy. It would be Morgan and Vince. And whichever one of them doesn't win would likely leave. She would really be in trouble if she had to do a renom because she wouldn't want to have to do Ashley, but she might have to. And then maybe then it's Kelley instead. Like, who knows? Then if Kelley leaves and Keanu's still in the game, then Keanu wins. He puts up Lauren and Ava probably. Backdoors Morgan potentially, especially if Lauren wins the veto. If Lauren wins, she puts up like Keanu and Morgan, and if one of them wins the veto, they send the other one home. And then you have like some niche cases like Ashley winning would probably be Lauren and Keanu as a pawn.
Keanu or Kelley, whoever stays.
Kelley's gone in this scenario. So it gets tricky if Kelley leaves. It gets harder to predict there. But I can see a world where Ashley goes. I can see a world where Lauren goes. I can see a world where Keanu goes, where Morgan goes, where Vince goes. Ava is probably the safest person coming into the double. She is probably the only person that you can't really see an outcome where she leaves, or at least a likely outcome where she leaves. Maybe Keanu HOH, Lauren Ava on the block. Lauren wins the veto, but then Morgan goes up, and the votes are Ashley, Vince, and they keep Morgan over Ava. Maybe.
Okay.
So there is maybe a world where it happens. Okay. So honestly, I think anybody can leave. I think literally anybody can leave in the double.
Yeah, basically anything can happen.
Yep.
Looking forward to it.
There is your analysis. Well, what you can do during the double eviction is you can watch my stream of it on YouTube, Twitch, and Patreon. You can watch along with me on Patreon if you have the right tier. So check that out. We can do some in-the-moment analysis. I'll, of course, have some live feed updates coming your way every morning. And, of course, my book, Behind the Mirror, you can find it at taranarmstrong.com. Now in audiobook form as well. Mari has one. There are some new links on the website as well.
Where's my copy? I pre-ordered it.
Oh, see, this is a special copy.
Wow. Okay, so I have to pay for a copy, and she gets a special advance copy. No. It's
Hey, I'm paying for the audiobook because I listen to audiobooks. So that's what I'm going to be doing.
She's not even reading it. Wow. Okay. Cool, guys.
Melissa, you didn't ask.
Exactly.
Because I was trying to get you sales. You're welcome.
Close mouths.
My
Close mouths don't get fed.
Oh man.
I just, I was sitting there like,
I thought I was your number one.
Melissa doesn't even want a copy of an early copy of my book. She's not even bothering to ask me for one. Oh man.
More Vince. Taryn.
Apparently you have another number one here.
I just saw Melissa talking to Keanu about it, and she didn't even come to me and ask about if she wanted one. So I don't know. I just felt like you didn't want it.
Wow. Not even a number one. I'm the Lauren of this scenario. Great. Thanks, guys. Cool.
Well, you can now order at some other bookstores, and it would be very helpful if you did so. If you haven't ordered yet, there are some other independent bookstores you can order from. This is helpful because we have not planned properly, and we have sold enough to maybe go on a bestseller list, but they don't like it if you've only sold at one bookstore, which is what we've done so far. So if you buy from some of those other bookstores, we should be able to get those signed as well. But it would just be helpful just to put that out there. Yes, check all of that out. Mari, what do you got going on otherwise?
Well, of course, you can find me over on Crime Scene, where me and Sarah Carradine bring you True Crime Tuesdays. We just finished talking about oh my god, it was like the a heist of the century. But before that, what everybody really cares about is Unknown Number. We talked about Unknown Number, the very wild documentary on Netflix. So make sure you go to crimescenepod.com in order to subscribe. And you can follow me on Blue Sky at Mari Talks Too Much too, like the number 2.
Yes.
As Melissa shows us.
He's walking. I wanted to prove that he was walking because everyone was surprised when I said that earlier. So yeah, he's walking.
How long has he been walking for?
He started walking like right after he turned 1, basically. So like early August, sort of. But like barely walking in early August, just like a couple steps. Now he's like fully walking.
All right. Wow.
Very exciting.
You got a walker. All right. Well, that is what we have for you. Then you can, of course, find Melissa at It's Melissa with 3 A's. Whether or not she wants an early copy of your book.
Just trying to support you, but next time won't be happening.
Thank you all so much for joining us, and we will see all of you next time.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.